You're listening to Movies, where I give a quick rundown of the movies coming out in movie theaters. Hello, this is Movies. We'll talk about movies coming out in theaters on January the 15th. I'm going to start off with The Marksman. It's at 34% on Tomato Meter with an 86% audience score. Hardened Arizona rancher Jim Hansen simply wants to be left alone as he fends off eviction notices and tries to make a living on an isolated stretch of borderland. But everything changes when Hansen, an ex-Marine sharpshooter, witnesses 11-year-old migrant Miguel fleeing with his mother Rosa from drug cartel assassins led by the ruthless Mauricio. After being caught in a shootout, a dying Rosa begs Jim to take her son to safety to her family in Chicago. Defying his cop daughter Sarah, Jim sneaks Miguel out of the local U.S. Customs and Border Patrol station, and together they hit the road with a group of killers in pursuit. Jim and Miguel slowly begin to overcome their differences and begin to forge an unlikely friendship, while Mauricio and his fellow assassins blaze a cold-blooded trail hot on their heels. When they finally meet on a Midwestern farm, a fight to the death ensues as Jim uses his military skills and code of honor to defend the boy he's come to love. It is rated PG-13 for brief, strong language, violence, and some bloody images. It is a mystery and thriller action. Directed by Robert Lorenz, produced by Ty Duncan, Mark Williams, Warren Goss, Eric Gold, Robert Lorenz. Written by Chris Charles, Danny Kravitz, and Robert Lorenz. It is 1 hour and 47 minutes long by Zero Gravity Management, Stonehouse Motion Pictures, Cutting Edge Group, Sculptor Media, Raven Capital Management, and Voltage Pictures. Some of the cast and crew: Lilia Symington as Tina, Teresa Ruiz as Rosa, Juan Pablo Raba as Mauricio, Catherine Winnick as Sarah, Jacob Perez as Miguel, and Liam Neeson as Jim. The next one is Don't Tell a Soul. 70% on Tomato Meter with a 63% audience score. A security officer falls down a hidden well while chasing two teenage brothers who stole more than $12,000. Desperate to get out, he soon tries to convince one of the siblings to set him free and save his life. It's rated R for teen drug use, a sexual reference, some violence, and language. It's a mystery and thriller, directed by Alex McCauley, produced by Chris Mangano and Mary Kay Poe, written by Alex McCauley. It is 1 hour and 24 minutes long by Mangano Movies and Media. Some of the cast and crew: Shannon Kogan as broadcaster, Michaela Christine Poe as teenage girl, Rain Wilson as Hamby, Mina Suvari as Carol, Fiona Whitehead as Matt, and Jack Dylan Grazer as Joey. The Wake of Light. 75% on Tomato Meter, no audience score. In this timely, heartfelt film, a young woman has to choose between caring for her aging father or a chance at love. Mary has spent her entire life caring for her father after he suffered a stroke when she was just a little girl. One day, Mary meets Cole, a young man passing through her small town on a cross-country road trip, who falls for Mary and asks her to join him on his journey. Now Mary must choose between her deep-felt responsibility to her father or a chance at love. Directed by Reggie Phillip, produced by Reggie Phillip. Some of the cast and crew: William Morton's in it, with Matt Bush as Cole, Roe Brooks as Mary. The Dig. 88% on Tomato Meter, 60% audience score. An excavator and his team discover a wooden ship from the Dark Ages while digging up a burial ground on a woman's estate. Rated PG-13 for brief sensuality and partial nudity. It's a drama, directed by Simon Stone, produced by Carolyn Marks Blackwood, Murray Ferguson, and Gabriel Tana and Ellie Wood. Written by Mara Buffini. It's 1 hour and 52 minutes long by Clerkenwell Films, Netflix, and Magnolia Bay Films. Some of the cast and crew: Kenneth Scott as Charles Phillips, Ben Chaplin as Stuart Piggott, Johnny Flynn as Rory Lemax, Lily James as Peggy Preston, Ralph Fiennes as Basil Brown, and Carrie Mulligan as Edith Pretty. Some Kind of Heaven. 88% on Tomato Meter, 95% audience score. This first-time feature director cracks the manicured facade of The Villages, America's largest retirement community, a massive, self-contained utopia located in Central Florida. Behind the gates of this palm tree-lined Fantasyland, this movie invests in the dreams and desires of a small group of villages residents and one interloper who are unable to find happiness within the community's pre-packaged paradise. With strikingly composed cinematography, this candy-colored documentary offers a tender and surreal look at the never-ending quest for finding meaning and love in life's final act. So, it's a documentary, directed by Lance Oppenheim, produced by Darren Aronofsky, Simon Horstman, Kathleen Lingo, Lance Oppenheim, Melissa Oppenheim, Jeffrey Soros, and Pacho Velez. It's 1 hour and 23 minutes long by the New York Times, 30 West, Protozoa Pictures, and Los Angeles Media Fund. And since this is a documentary, you don't really tell me anything but the producer, director. So, MLK FBI. 99% of Tomato Meter, no audience score. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is remembered today as an American hero, a bridge builder, a shrewd politician, tactician, and a moral leader. Yet throughout his history-altering political career, he was often treated by U.S. intelligence and law enforcement agencies like an enemy of the state. In this virtuosic documentary, award-winning editor-director Sam Pollard lays out a detailed account of the FBI surveillance that dogged King's activism throughout the 50s and 60s, fueled by the racist and red-baiting paranoia of J. Edgar Hoover. In crafting a rich archival tapestry featuring some revelatory restored footage of King, Pollard urges us to remember that true American progress is always hard-won. So, it's a documentary, directed by Samuel D. Pollard, produced by Benjamin Hedden, 1 hour and 42 minutes long by Field of Vision. And this is a documentary, so just list the director and writers. Alright, now, A Casa, My Home. 100% on a Tomato Meter, no audience score. A rural Romanian couple and their 9 children must learn to live in the big city. It's a documentary, directed by Radu Giornicuic, produced by Erko Latinen, Monica Lazarine Gorgon, and Alina David. It's 1 hour and 26 minutes long by Corso Film, Manifest Film Company, HBO Romania, HBO Europe, Lee 21 Finland. And this is a documentary, so the cast crew is just the director and producers. Alright, well that is it. Coming out in theaters on January the 15th. Have fun watching the movies. This show is brought to you by Heartland Production Entertainment. If you'd like to help to make the show better, go to patreon.com/heartlandpae.